I learned from my father here. I remember I was about 11 years old. We were in vacations in Halkidiki in Greece, and my father used to love going for fishing. And usually he was going late at night because he knew that the moon, the fish that are in a specific area, etc., etc. So he was going with no engine, just with rowing by himself. So he was in trouble one night because there was a huge storm all of a sudden. And at that time, it was about 1980. At that time, we didn't have the way to get all the information that careful, that don't go outside for fishing. Yeah. So he was in the middle of the storm and he was fighting with the waves for 3 hours, swimming because he lost the boat with no vest. And he was swimming 3 hours. He told me if I would have panicked, I would have sunk like a stone. I
Yes.
stayed calm. I realized that staying calm, it's something that could even save your life.
Hello, it's your leadership coach, Estelle Read, and host of Optimising Leader Brilliance, the place for calm, confident, and strategic leadership. Stay tuned to the end for a mini coaching and reflective practice. Find out more about my services by heading over to estelleread.com. Today's guest is someone very special, not just to this podcast, but to our family. We've known Asterios Drosos for over 20 years through our beloved holidays at Sani, our favourite place in the world, and the setting for some of our happiest memories together. Asterios is the Food and Beverage Director at Sani Ikos Group, but to us, he's simply part of our holiday family. He's one of those rare people who makes a place magical, always attentive, always going above and beyond, turning every visit into something truly memorable. A kind, fair, and inspiring leader who sets the standard for hospitality and brings out the very best in his team. We're absolutely delighted to welcome him to the show. So, welcome everyone. I am really excited to introduce my next guest. We've known each other for about 20 years. He is, I would describe him, he's part of our holiday family, as in, he has made some magical moments for us. And if any of you have been on a leadership development program with me, you will have seen pictures of Asterios because I've shared pictures of him as a brilliant leader. So he represents, leadership brilliance. And I was just saying to him that, as a guest at Sani Asterios, that's where we first met. I've observed him being a really fair, a really kind leader, somebody who is uncompromising on his standards. So if he sees something in his restaurant, as it was back then, he will challenge that, but he does it in a really fair, in a really professional way. And being a guest in a hotel or in a restaurant, what's really important to me is how the leaders treat their team members, because I think that's an extension of the service that the hotel, the restaurant delivers. And so that's why, as a family, we really love you. So welcome.
Nice to see you, Estelle. Thank you so much for this invitation, which is an honor for me. Yes, it's true. We have met many years ago. We had a small gap that we
We
didn't meet.
did.
We didn't meet, but it seems that nothing changed when we met again, all of a sudden, because Daisy observed me walking somewhere in the Sani Marina.
That's right.
So thank you so much for honoring me and inviting me on your podcast. And yeah, I'm quite amazed and thrilled from the words that you said, that you observed me as a leader doing this and this and this. Yes, it's true that in me as a person first, I want to give kindness and to receive kindness, because I strongly believe that what you give is then what you will get back. So, thinking about that, I'm always trying to approach my team members in a way that I would like personally to be approached from my seniors. Yes. And
Yes.
actually there is the conflict because it wasn't happening all times. So actually, being a leader is you are also responsible to deliver something that you knew that it was wrong, that it happened to you, you knew that it was a wrong approach. So you need to be strong enough in order not to do the same mistakes to your team.
That's so true. And it's not easy, is it, to change that in an organization? So how do you go about doing that?
That's another difficult question now to reply. I think let's take it a little bit back first to my childhood. Yes.
Yes.
I think that I remember myself when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I was observing my mother was a teacher of English. We live in Greece and in Thessaloniki. And so every weekend she was off from her work and she was inviting friends at home for a coffee, for a Greek coffee. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was observing her cooking the Greek coffee
Yes.
and then going back to her friends and serving the coffee. And I could see how happy they were when they received this service from my mom.
Yes.
So, so this triggered, I think, that's what that's a small
Oh, that's where,
explanation from where I think that everything started in hospitality. So it started, I think, in my home. And
yes.
so I asked my mom, I remember, I asked my mom, Mom, can you please show me how you make the Greek coffee? I was 9 years old. I say, hey,
Yeah.
you're too small, maybe you got burned. I say, no, show me. And she showed me the way. And then I could see her carrying the Greek coffee, on a tray. It's not easy because the cups are really full. So you are walking like very difficult, you know. So I've seen how happy the guests were, and at the same time, I saw the service excellence because what I've seen is that was my mother was struggling to offer the coffee to them, and then I innovate, I guess, and I said,
Yes.
"Mom, I will cook the coffee for you today, one day," and I did the coffee. So, but I served first the empty cups, and then I took the pot already prepared, and I poured the coffee in front of the guests.
Wow. And you
You
were
know,
now,
sorry. And I
and
was
you were,
nine, something
yeah.
like that, nine, maybe 9 to 10. So I think that I had it in my DNA. And when I saw people that they are happy of receiving a service, and my mother was also happy that did I make a good coffee? The comments after that.
Yeah.
So, I think that everything started from there. And of course, all the values and all the approach that you have as a leader. Okay, I think that you are mostly getting it from your family.
Yes.
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 And not so much from colleges or universities or studies. Yes, of course, you will get a lot of insights and many information and knowledge as well. But I think that the family values are something that it's something that cannot be replaced from anything else.
No, that's it. And that story makes perfect sense now when I think about our interactions with you, because you you make that experience magical for people. And we have so many happy memories at Sani Asterios with you. And that, let me give you some examples, audience, of the magical things this gentleman has done. So we went to Sani Asterios initially as a couple, and that was magical enough as it was. I mean, back 20 years ago when we arrived, you gave us iPods with music on. This was just so innovative. We're like, what? We've got these for the stay, from the holiday. And that's the thing about Sani, there's always something new and different. And you're always going above and beyond. So that was like, wow. And then I remember being in your restaurant and, as I say, observing you as a leader. And it was things like, we'd get a nice bottle of wine and then all of a sudden there'd be a platter of fruit to enjoy with our wine. And so it was always above and beyond. And then we were, so our impression was Sani Asterios Suites was for couples, and which isn't true. So we went to Sani Club when we had our daughter because we thought, oh, better environment, lots of children. And then we thought, you know what, we want to go back to Sani Asterios. So we went back to Sani Asterios, and lo and behold, the holiday was shaped and molded based on the fact we've got a little person. And you said to us, Mike and I, you said, now Daisy is our most important guest. And 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 we were like, wow, this feels like a family holiday now. How is that possible? That's amazing. And Daisy is really shy. She's an introvert like me. And you had to work really hard to make a connection with her, as everybody does, but you did. And she absolutely adores you. You are one of her special people. And so, take for example, we've got a video of Asterios bringing Daisy some chocolates out the blue. And then at the end of our holiday, we were sat there eating breakfast, beautiful breakfast. And all of a sudden, there's this procession, and Asterios is coming down, and he's got this box. And inside the box, he reveals this shell, and it says Daisy and Asterios, best friends forever, or something like that. And there's a date on it, and we have a picture of it. And it was just magical. And those moments stay with you. And back to, so you say we had a gap because you went away, and we'll talk about that in a moment. You were at the Ikos resort, and we were sat having, and we missed you. Um, and we were sat having lunch, and Daisy said, Asterios is over there. And I couldn't understand it because I was thinking, well, I don't think he works here anymore. Anyway, we chased you, we pursued you, and then one last magical thing that you did, because there've been many, was you turned up and surprised us while we were eating dinner at Sani Dunes. And you gave us a gift and for Daisy. So just an endless stream of magic. And that's why we love you, and that's why we wanted you to come on the podcast. So there we go.
That's quite amazing.
So all of that, and I am fascinated with why do people do what they do? What's their purpose in life? And that story makes perfect sense. So how do you go from running, because it was 2003 you started at Sani Asterios, is that right?
I started in Sani Resort in 2003,
Yes,
in Porto Sani for 3 years
yes,
first. And then I
yes,
moved in 2007. I moved to Sani Asterias because it was just built. And I moved to Sani Asterias and I stayed there for about 11 years. When I moved to Ikos, because Sani and Ikos is the same group. This is
yes,
our logo, Sani Ikos Group. And then at that moment, we have been building Ikos area in the island of Kos. So I had a discussion with my seniors and they proposed me to go in the opening of Ikos area, which I did. I stayed there for about 4 years in the island of Kos. I took my family as well there. That was challenging because it was in the middle of COVID as well. And then I moved from Ikos area. I went to Ikos Dacia in another lovely property that we have in Corfu, as the hotel manager there. Worked there for about a year as well. And then I moved back to Sani for a year. And then the last year now, approximately, I have a new role in the group. I'm the task force food and beverage director of the group. So it's a very, it sounds very Very interesting as a title, a long title. So yeah, I'm a member, a proud member of a very, very nice team, a very, very professional team as well, our culinary team of Sani Ikos Group, which consists of 6 members. Recently, one more member was added. We have 3 chefs with a background of like cooks and chefs, and one for Sani, one for Ikos, and a consultant chef as well. And then we are another 3 with an F&B background. And of course, this team is now growing. And as we are growing as a group, this role is very creative, I have to say. And this is something that triggered me when the proposal came. And yeah, I enjoyed very much being a member of this team. And now, currently, I'm in Ikos Kissamos, in the island of Crete. Is a word Kissamos is the region actually, but as you hear, the kiss and amos,
Yeah.
amos in Greek it's sant, and kiss is a kiss.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
kiss the sant.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
here in Nikos Kissamos for the last about 1 month now, 1 month and a half. We have just opened about 2 weeks ago, and this is the eighth Ecos of our property, our new gem here and flagship here in the big island of Crete, the biggest island in Greece. And yeah, very
wow.
happy to be here and support the team.
So in your role, and F&B stands for food and beverage, doesn't it? Just for anyone
Yes, very correct. Very
wondering.
correct. Yeah.
So what kind of challenges do you face in that role?
Okay. The challenges they have, it's like I say to my colleagues that there is, I will take it again a little bit back. My father was a teacher of maths, and also he was a champion in the northern part of Greece in chess, playing chess. He was a chess player, an amazing one. So I learned to play chess as well. On the 6th grade, I participate in a contest. I took the gold medal, and then I said, now I can quit. I can play basketball because now I'm the first. Okay, so somehow like this. So I wanted to say that, like playing a chess game, there is nothing the same. There is no chess game that is ideally eh, is identical with another chess game. The moves, I mean. Yes. So
Yes.
every day is.
Can you do a little thing to help me out? And that's to simply hit subscribe or the follow button now, wherever it is that you're listening. So that's maybe on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple, because that will help the podcasts get found by other people. And that then enables us to keep going because we continue to keep growing. What would be 5-star amazing though is if you could also leave a review. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your support.
I mean. Yes. So
Yes.
every day is different. And what I wanted to say in your question is that there are too many challenges that you might face that you cannot really count them. Of course, many challenges are coming from the, the team itself. Other challenges are coming from, let's say, construction side, from the development side, other from our guests as well. So, I mean, you might face challenges from everywhere. So, you need to be prepared and never under a shock. Oh,
Yes.
first time I hear this, or really this happened. No, so you have to be prepared for the unexpected.
Yes. So how do you be prepared for the unexpected? Because my perception of you is always you just so calm even when it's really, really busy. So how do
Uh,
you
Well,
all
I try to stay calm. I try.
well,
I
it'll
try
be
to stay
like
calm.
swan
Yes,
syndrome.
I think that if the leader of the floor, if the person in charge will lose his or her temper, then the game will be lost from the whole team. So it's not an ego thing. So you have to think about your team, about the place that you're working in, and not your temper, not your ego. So you need to find the solution.
How
You
do
need to
you
find
do
solutions.
that? Because that's rare.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You just told me that I'm a rare person. Wow, amazing. A unique one. Yeah, I think it's something that you build through the years of experience as well, through the values that you have taken from that they are embedded from your family, and then also through the values that the company that you are working in represents. So it's a combination again. So staying calm is something that I learned from my father here. I remember I was about 11 years old. We were in vacations in Halkidiki in Greece, and my father used to love going for fishing. And usually he was going late at night because he knew that with the moon, the fish that he wants to fish are in a specific area, etc., etc. So he was going with no engine, just with rowing.
Yes.
Yes,
Rowing boat. Yeah.
yes, not even boat, not even boat, on by himself. So he was in trouble one night because there was a huge storm all of a sudden. And at that time it was about 1985, 1986. At that time we didn't have, of course, the way to get all the information that careful, that don't go outside for fishing. Yeah.
Yes.
So he was in the middle of the storm and he was fighting with the waves for 3 hours, swimming because he lost the boat with no vest, and he was swimming 3 hours until one big fishing boat that was searching for fishermen approached and picked him up.
Gosh.
So, and when he came, I asked him, Dad, how didn't you panic in like 2 meters waves and you have been, and he told me very, like, very calm that we talk about 1 hour after or two. He told me about very calm that if I would have panicked, I would have sunk like a stone. I
Yes.
stayed calm, and the thought that I did, as I told you, he was a teacher of maths, so a very intelligent gentleman. Um, he said that if I'm going to panic, I'm going to go down like a stone. If I'm going to remain calm, then I will float, even though the waves will be covering me, but I will still breathe. I will not lose my temp. I will stay calm. And then I realized that staying calm, it's something that could even save your life. So if I
Yeah.
may. And
So
this is what saved his life, because
I,
otherwise we would have lost him at that time.
what an incredible story. And you have just shared a metaphor for leadership life as well. You know, the benefit of staying calm, the waves will still keep coming, but
Absolutely.
staying calm helps you to at least, I guess, deal with those waves, doesn't it? So do you have any like non-negotiable routines or anything that helps you to stay calm either at the start or at the end of the day? How do you decompress from such a busy day? Because it's demanding, isn't it, doing your type of role?
It is demanding, of course, yes, because during the day you might have to deal with tasks, with guests, with colleagues, with issues, with technical issues, like a broken pipe with water, for example, and you need to innovate. You need to take you need to take the decision and say, "Don't worry, I will find the decision. Let's go. We will go this way. We will do this. We will struggle a bit, but we will make it. We will not make it in within 20 minutes. It will be 30, it will be 40. We will let the guests know." So it's I'm generally I'm negotiating everything. So it's not something that I'm like will not negotiate with you about. So I will listen to you. I will, even if I feel that what you are telling me it's something really out of my lines, I will stay focused. I will listen to what you have to say, and then I will reply you when you finish your speech, when you finish your words. And usually I will reply to you with a way that the way that I will reply to you is not negotiable.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
again, like you said, and thank you so much, with a kind way, a gentle way, I will give you to understand that this is like a red line, but I will not tell you, no, it's
Yes.
impossible. This is something, no, you have to make the person that you have, the team that you have around you, you have to make them feel that, first of all, that they will understand what you're telling them, and you have to justify why you are telling what you're telling them.
Yeah.
You have to justify. They will keep on asking questions, but you somehow you have to like manage and park the questions on the side, stay focused on what we said, and proceed, with implementing the way that we just said because of this reason.
Yes.
And then when they see you doing it, they will say, "Ah, that's why Mr. Asterios was telling us this." And usually, what is happening, because you said also, I'm within the business, I'm working like 27, 28 years now. And I have come across many situations, many people, different cultures, different ages, boys, girls, different generation as well. So you need to find somehow the key to unlock each one of them and get the 100% of what they can give you.
How do you
This is
do that?
this is this is not easy. It's not an easy. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's
It's
not
a
a.
challenge.
It's a
How do you
challenge.
do it though? So how do you?
I think that I have a lot of patience. So, and I'm keep on talking to them. And this is what I'm saying to all my colleagues. Never stop talking to your teams. Never. From the first day that they will come until the last day that they will go, give them something. Tell them something. Tell them what they did well. Tell them what they didn't do well. But tell them. If you don't tell them, you don't give any motive to them to improve and to stay within the business. Not only to our group, to our company, to Sani and Ikos, but also in the business. And I think also what I'm jumping again to your first initial question, that I'm also very proud as a Greek. And I'm, I feel that I represent my country to you. So when you are when you are entering the country, like taking flights, booking tickets, and coming here to explore the country itself and enjoy also a time with your family, I want you to make you feel like unique and that you deserved to have this spare time with your holiday with your family in this place. And if in any case there is something that we can do to make it a little bit more magical to you, we need to take a little bit of the dust and throw it like this. Yeah.
And that's exactly what you do. And on the subject of magic, so you know, when you think about what's important to your business, and going back to what I was saying at the start of this podcast, I've seen you make minor corrections. You'll have a quiet whisper in someone's ear. It's really discreet. You're very kind. You're very patient. How do you know when, one, you've got to make a correction so that people are back in the Sani way of doing things, so adding that bit of magic or whatever else? And do you have any tips for the right way of making those corrections?
Tips of the right way to make. Okay. I think that the word that I'm using is not look, but observe, the verb that I use.
Yes.
It's not, when I'm talking to my colleagues, I try not to say like, just look. No, observe is the word, which is much stronger because when
Yes.
you observe, you can see the whole picture of what is happening. When you look, it's instant. Oh, I
Yes.
looked at it. Yes, but when you observe, you are scanning, so you can see many things. You can see from the body language of a guest if they feel comfortable, even if they are not looking at you. Where they are seated at the bar, they are seated in the restaurant, but you can realize many things, and then you can act and react, and then you create a little bit of magic because when you are making like this your shoulder to turn a little bit, if I'm observing my area that I'm responsible for, I will see this move. So you don't do this move accidentally. Maybe
Yes.
because you have a small pain in your shoulder, but that would be maybe 5%. But the when you move like this, someone needs to see that, to
Yes.
observe that. Yes?
Yeah.
So, and then you create the magic. Sorry, madam, may I assist you? I think that you might need some. Oh, yes, I would like some water. How did you know?
Yeah. And that's where it feels like a
And it's
magical
so simple.
dance.
It's so simple. It's so simple. You don't, it's very simple.
But
For me, it's very simple.
you say that, Asterios, but I was coaching someone today, and what you've just said is not going on in their organization. And they're very upset about that because their leader doesn't see them. They're not being seen and they're not being heard. And in the same way, what you describe, observing, I've never thought about it like that. The difference between observing and looking. If leaders were to do the same with their leadership team, their team members, they would see the slight turning of the shoulder, wouldn't they? Which could look like in a meeting someone being quiet all of a sudden and not offering a contribution. Right, come on in.
Surprise! Where
Close.
are you? I cannot see you.
Oh, right, let me get rid of it.
Hey,
Hello.
hello. Yes, Daisy.
Dad,
Mike, I still cannot see you there.
yeah, Mike,
You
you've
need
got
to
to put your
approach
hands
a bit
forward.
more. Right, I got you.
There we go.
Someone has a new car.
Yeah, who's got a new car?
How's everything? You're okay?
Really good, thank you. How are
Nice.
you?
I'm fine now here with mum.
Right, I am
Okay.
really conscious of
Yeah.
Asterios'
Well-
time. So blow your kisses, you two.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
What's she doing?
That's just for us.
Well, we
Oh,
need to create magic not only to our external guests, but also to our internal guests as well, eh? Meaning our staff. Meaning our staff, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that. Tell me
Meaning
about
our staff, because now I remember, because here you can see a small shape of a heart. This is what they do. You can see it.
Yes.
Can you see that? This is like another way to make, like, not only like here, like
Yes.
here, but they make it like this as well.
Ah, is that what you two were doing?
Yes. We're exchanging hearts.
Oh, my daughter and Asterios had a secret like symbol that they were sharing, and I had no idea what it was. But it was the heart. so, so, so tell me about making magic internally as well. How do you do that?
This is something that you need to have a lot of power, a lot of empathy, strength, and support from your own family. So this is the moment that I should thank my wife as well and my lovely
Yes.
kids, our lovely kids, Theophanis and Veronica, my wife Beata, because without her I wouldn't feel so strong in order to empathize and in order to give from my personal feelings as well to my team members as well, not only to our guests but to our team members as well, because
Yes.
for me they're both guests,
Yes.
external and internal.
And especially when you're in a service business, your people are your service, aren't they? And, you know, the people at, I keep referring to Sani because I've only been to Sani.
Yes, yes.
But across your brand, your people really are something special. And you know what's really hard, Asterios? It's really hard to go on holiday anywhere else because of that level of service. There's nowhere else that we've been that is of the same level, and we've been disappointed when we've been, and which is why we keep going back.
Yeah.
So how do you ensure that your team members are, how as a leader do you give that magic to your team members? What do you do?
So, as I told you before, to continue my thought, the strength come from your family, and
Yes.
then it continues to you, and you deliver what you deliver, each one of us, to our guests and our internal guests. Now, it's not an easy process. Again, for me, is that you need to give time to everyone. To give time. Time is precious, of course, but you need to give time to everyone and to set a target to improve each one of your team members every day. We are all different, as I said before, we are all different, but that doesn't mean that because I have the potential to reach 5 out of 10, my manager, my senior, will not pay attention to me. Will be talking only to others that they have potentials to reach 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Usually that is what is happening. And then we have two different speeds within the team. We need to give time and to concentrate to each one of our individuals, um, and show them the light and what they can do. Uh, you need to be able to give second chances as well, and sometimes third chances, and sometimes even fourth chances. I have been the one that I have been given and give also chances to others. And I have another example. I remember there was a very nice employee that we had that he was very shy, and he entered the hospitality and he wanted to work. He was not Greek, and he went somewhere to work, but because he was very shy, he was very slow. Um, the position that the other hotel had for him couldn't keep him there. So I had a vacant position. I remember I was in San Asterias. So the human resources department phoned me up, said, Asterios, we have a vacant position. There is one guy that he is very shy, blah, 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 but he speaks very good English. He's very, very respectful and so on. So I said, okay, I'll meet with him within the next 20 minutes. So I met with him. I said, listen, I'll give you the chance. You will do this. You will be doing this. He was speaking very fluent, etc. So first I put him to prepare some back of the bar works, like preparing some milkshakes, some fresh fruit juices. He destroyed like a couple of blenders. I said, okay, that's not for you. And then I said, okay, now I have one last chance that I can give you. You will be doing this. You will be going, I need you because you're very polite. I need you to be by the beach and offer to all the guests that they are coming, to offer them, to welcome them and offer them water. We had some really nice, I would say bags, isolation, how is it called?
Yes,
The
keep them cool, the cool
Yes,
bag.
the coolers.
Yes.
We had some cooler bags with a zip, with some waters inside, ready to go. And then I told him, you will be doing this. And then when the guests will be leaving, you will be taking the dirty towels, placing them here, and so on and so. can you do that? But this is the only thing that I have left that I can give you to do. And he said, yes, I will do it, Mr. Asterios. At the end of the season, even the GM at that time, I was the food and beverage manager then, told me, is he coming back next year? So, I mean that he had one chance in another hotel. Then he
Yes.
had another two chances in my place, another chance actually, and in the second chance that I gave him, so actually three chances. And then he next year he didn't come, but he went to the state to Qatar or something like that. He became a manager, a front office, a guest relation. So I mean, what if what if I would have said no?
Yes.
Yes? So this little story, I think, explains a little bit of how patient and how sometimes even stubborn to your initial sense, feeling,
And
because you can feel,
what could
you
you
understand.
feel?
After some years, you understand
Yeah.
that there is something that I can find from this guy, that he can create some magic. And he
And
did it.
and that's totally what I believe in as well. Although sometimes I know I have rose-tinted glasses, so I see the good in everyone. But I don't think there's anything more magical than seeing potential in someone, giving them an opportunity, and then watching them flourish. You have really impressive occupancy rates, don't you?
We
So
do.
basically, if you want to go to their resorts, you have to book up. Oh,
And we are very happy to be able to welcome our guests from the beginning of the season, which starts usually at the end of March, beginning of April in our resorts, until in some properties until the first 10 days a week of November. We're not working the whole year long. But we are very happy with the occupancy rates that we have, and I come across many guests visiting Sani and then coming to Ikos as well, and clockwise.
yes.
So it's your
No,
chance. You've been in Sani, not in
I
Ikos.
know we've got to come to Ikos. I know, I know. Well, in truth, you are the draw, so we'd follow you. Uh, so that's it. So, right, to bring things to a close, I've got one question from the previous guest. His name is Steve Pendleton, and he's an author of a book called The Flip. And his question to you is, what has been your biggest opportunity that came from an issue or a problem?
Perfect. So thank you, Steve, for the question. So the opportunity that came recently, actually, I have an example. Um, Within the group, we had a situation. One of our resorts needed more support, especially in the food and beverage department. So it was last year, January, when I was still in Sani Marina. And our CEO phoned me up and he told me, Asterios, I would like to ask you something. I said, yes, please, of course. I would like you to go to support the team there because I can see that there might be something like, to observe, to audit, to support, and stay there for a couple of months, etc., etc. Um, and I replied to him that as a wise man I am, I will ask first my wife, and after I will, and tomorrow I will reply to you. So exactly what I did. Next day, I wrote it with pleasure. I'll go to support the team and so and so. What I mean by that is that I want to talk about the comfort zone because I had my comfort. Let's say I was in Thessaloniki, close to Thessaloniki, so meaning close to my family, which was linked actually also to some health issues that we had, but everything fine now. So super. And so someone else might uh, could could reply that, oh no, I have my family, or things like that, or I'm afraid to go because I might fail. So I mean, it was like not a jagged potato, but it's burning. Yeah, it's you need to,
Yeah.
there is something that you need to go and fix. So everybody is expecting results. So someone, if I would like to stay in his or her own comfort zone, wouldn't see it as an opportunity. So actually, this is also my message to everyone, that even the most difficult challenges that they will come across our daily routines, in our work, in our personal life as well, we have to see them. Obviously, I cannot be very, very generic with everything, but we have to see them as an opportunity. And this is exactly what happened to in my case, because I felt that after that it was quite successful. The team was happy, everybody was happy, the guests were happy. So we as a group, I mean, we've seen that because we are growing, we need like a task force team that will be able to go and lead as ambassadors of the group and support the operations team across the board in all the departments. So actually, this started from just a question to myself. If I would have said, I'm sorry, I don't want to go, or I have my family now, and so, but I asked my wife first. So it was, so that's my message also to all the people that they're, the lovely people that they're showing your podcast, and that see everything as an opportunity. Be yourself, your wonderful self. I know challenges will come, but don't be depressed or like, oh, it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Make one step back so that you will be able to make a long jump in front.
Fancy a chat? Or maybe you're interested in the Optimized Leader Program Next Level. You can book a free 15-minute call. See the link in my show notes.
Make one step back so that you will be able to make a long jump in front, and enjoy what you do, love what you do what you love, enjoy what you do. Then you will be happy, you will offer happiness to people, to your guests, external, internal, to your family members and friends. And that's from my side.
That's your philosophy. And what enables you to be yourself, would you say?
I think that I spend quite a lot, like many hours of the day in the place that I'm working. So if I put myself on a way to think that, oh my God, again I have to go to work. Oh, again I have to see these faces there. I'm lost, or I lost the game already. So I think that after all these years that I'm working in hospitality, I made it somehow a way of life.
Mm.
And I met many people, many very good friends, made many good friends like yourself, that despite the fact that we stayed apart for many years, but the thought is always there.
Mm.
And sometimes we have been sending some messages between us every couple of years in Christmas or New Year, and but not very often, I mean, yes, not every month, let's say,
Yeah.
so that
The
everybody
point,
understands.
but the point is, and what you do so brilliantly is you leave an impression on people, and so you're part of our holiday memories, but you will be part of thousands of guests' memories, and what an impact that
That
is.
makes me really happy. The day before we had here a lovely, lovely, lovely friends from guests from Germany, Tanya and Christian, and it was Tanya's birthday like 2 weeks ago, and but she had the birthday by her place, and her mom made the cake, and above the cake she posted the heart shape with lots of photos of Tanya with friends and family and memories. And in one of them, it was me as well with her.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yeah, and
So
it
that's
was
quite amazing. I mean, I feel richer. I feel rich when I have one more friend in this life.
yes.
When I have one more person to think positive for me, and I should and clockwise from my side too. Yeah.
And it was interesting that you put working in speech marks, which implies, is it really work or is it a calling? To go right back to the start when you told that story about the coffee, it feels like a calling.
Yes, true, true,
So,
true.
what question would you like to leave for the next guest?
Um, what would make um, what um, what would you change? What would you change to make your life happier, and your relationships with colleagues and family um, better in daily basis?
Ooh, nice. And there was one thing I was going to say earlier about, you were talking about your family and you asked permission. You've had to literally move islands, haven't you? You've
True,
had to,
true, true, true.
yeah,
Last year I had to move a lot. Last year I
yeah.
had to move a lot. I moved. I was about four months and something, 4.5 months in Mallorca. Then I went like another two months in Ikos and Corfu. And my journey last year ended in Ikos Andalusia as well for another 2 months at the closing of the season. And then I came back in Thessaloniki. Now my base is Thessaloniki in the winter, and in the summertime, because we have so many openings and so many new renovations, new implementations, and strategical decisions. That we are working with. So yes, last year I was moving a lot. This year again, but maybe with a little bit not so extreme.
So to answer your own question, how do you maintain the relationships with your family, when you are away? Because that must be hard, you know.
That's why I asked
Yes.
the next one in your panel, because it's a question that I want to. It's an answer that I want to get, so
Yes.
that maybe we will become wiser and I will implement it in my daily basis too.
Well, I was saying the next guest is going to be my sister.
Oh,
So we'll see what she says.
let's
That will be
see.
interesting. So to bring things to a close, when you think about being a leader, what would you say you recommend other aspiring leaders to do if there were three things that are really important from a leadership perspective? What would those three things be?
I would say stay humble. Um, I would say um, deep dive in things. Don't just like take the dust from the table. Deep dive on the things, and make yourself comfortable within the team, like the team member itself, so that you inspire people and you give them, let's say, the opportunity to believe in themselves too. There is another example that I have on this. A student like 10, 15 years ago, she came from another country. Her English were not so great, um, but due to the fact that she um, she felt what you described about me, like having like gentle talks like on the side. Listen, this, let's go. This is something that we did well. This is something that we need to improve. This is something that we need to maintain. This is something that we need to to bring in life. When she finished 1 or 2 years she was with us, her English were like amazing, and she was when she finished from Sani and she stayed back to her country, she became the manager in hospitality in special events, she was the one who was leading the conferences and big groups and things like that. And she posted, and I saw it accidentally, she posted many years after that, oh, due to my leader back to Sani Asterios, Mr. Asterios. And so I stayed within this business and I improved my skills because I always had motive, and he was always giving me the motive, and he was trying to make me better on everything that I was doing, no matter if it had to do not only about work, but also about her personal life too.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
You have been a magical guest, and what's clear is you leave an imprint, a positive imprint, not only on your guests' lives, but also on the people that you're leading, and you really are a special person. And I'm really grateful that you have taken time to come and share your magic with our listeners. It's been really wonderful. Thank you.
so thank you so much, Estelle. This is wonderful to. First of all, it's wonderful to see you, Mike and Daisy, and it's for me, it's not easy to talk about myself in general, but with you I did it with pleasure, and thank you so much for the invitation and for having me here to share my thoughts and my, let's say, a few of my stories and my life within Sani and Ikos Group for the last nearly 23 years, 24. And yeah, thank you so much indeed.
No, pleasure.
Before we sign off, I'd like to invite you to my quick reflective practice called Pause, Reflect, Act. As your leadership coach, I'm here to help you translate today's insights into personal growth and your next steps. Answer the prompts that follow in your journal or notes. Alternatively, you can access my complimentary journal and self-coaching tool in the show notes. Reflecting on the episode with Asterios Drosos, here are your 3 coaching questions. On the roots of service, Asterios traced his passion for hospitality back to a moment when he watched his mother serving Greek coffee as a child. What early memory or formative experience shaped the values you bring to your work today, and are you still honouring that? Number 2. On ego and leadership, Asterios said that when a leader loses their temper, the game is lost for the whole team. Where in your leadership might ego or emotional reactivity be costing your team? What would it look like to lead without it? Number 3, on creating magic for others. Asterios consistently goes above and beyond, personalising experiences, surprising guests, making people feel seen. Who in your world, a colleague, a client, a family member, deserves a moment of unexpected magic from you? And what could that look like? If you'd like to be notified when the next episode drops, remember to subscribe If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit. Finally, if any of these topics have sparked your interest and you'd like to work with me, you can apply for a free discovery call at estelleread.com. Let's see if we're a good fit. You'll also find plenty of free resources there. I'm Estelle Read, executive coach, speaker, and best-selling author, and this has been the Optimising Leader Brilliance podcast. Thanks for listening. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. Please consult with a qualified professional for any specific advice related to your situation.